Assalamu alaikum. In the previous slide, we discussed about the importance of belief in Islam. Now we will discuss about the primary and the basic beliefs of Islam. There are some beliefs in Islam which are called as primary beliefs or essential beliefs of Islam. What are those beliefs? Tawheed, believing in one God. Number 2, prophethood. And number 3, the day of judgment. Now here I want to ask a question. In these three beliefs, which one is the most basic and central belief? Now, most certainly, you would give me the answer that Tawheed, believing in one God, is the most basic and central belief. But what about in terms of significance or connectivity? Which belief is most important? Yes, the belief of prophethood is the basic and central belief among these three, and also in terms of connectivity, because the prophethood connects all the beliefs. Because all the beliefs are obtained through prophethood. The reason is that the belief of oneness of God and resurrection both were introduced by prophethood. If we see according to sequence, then belief of oneness of God is the central and basic belief. But in terms of significance, prophethood is central and basic belief. Let me explain further to make it easier for you to understand this concept. There are two paths to reach to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Number 1, path of wisdom. Number 2, path of prophethood. Those who have reached Allah through the path of wisdom, Allah will not accept their belief of oneness, but belief of oneness will be acceptable only by the path of prophethood, because Allah has sent His messengers and prophets to guide mankind, and whatever they teach would be the best way to reach to Allah. So it is clearly defined that only path to reach to Allah is through prophethood. So this proves the point that in order to believe in the oneness of God, believing in prophethood is the only acceptable path. Belief of prophethood is not only the central and basic belief in these three, but it is the central belief of whole religion of Islam according to its importance. There are two things in this belief of prophethood that we need to believe in. Number 1, to love, respect and believe in every prophet and messenger who came from Hazrat Adam alayhi salam to Hazrat Isa alayhi salam. Point number 2, to have at least 3 beliefs about Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that are necessary for a Muslim to believe in. What are those 3 beliefs? Number 1, he sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the messenger and servant of Allah. Point number 2, he sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the prophet of all worlds. Number 3, he sallallahu alaihi wasallam is our last prophet. These 3 beliefs are so essential that if either one is denied, if there is any sort of doubt in them, if you have no knowledge about any one of them, then certainly you cannot be a Muslim. They are very important, they are very sensitive, because these 3 are also related to the necessities of religion or prophethood. The belief of prophethood depends on them. If you don't believe in them, then our belief of prophethood will not be complete. And necessities of religion are those beliefs that can't be denied, be doubted or ignored by a believer. Let's try to understand the necessities of religion, belief with the help of an example. What are the necessities of life? If someone wants to live somewhere, what are the necessities of life? The necessities of life are 3: oxygen, food and water. If any one of them is absent in any region, then life is impossible there, because presence of all these 3 necessities of life are important for any kind of an animal or human to survive. Similarly, if necessities of a religion are absent, wrong or neglected, then faith cannot exist. And as I mentioned, which was the last of the believing in the prophethood was the finality of prophethood, that we will discuss in the next slide.